And welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins. In the last episode, frustrated by his lack to be able to save my area once again, Rintaro had no recourse but to once again consult Kurisu, his erstwhile assistant. I almost said apprentice there, but I don't think either of them ranks a place in the Order of the Jedi Knights. But I digress. Anyway, we brought Kurisu up to speed about the situation, and we've come to the conclusion that given what happened with Suza's D-Mail, that the only way to get back to the world line that we acquired the IBM 5100 on, we're basically going to have to cancel out each of the D-mails in question. Now there were a few of them, about probably 5 or 6 or something, and if you've been paying attention up until this point, you would have noticed that every single time the divergence meter changed, every single time each of those D-mails were sent that made a significant change to the past. And if you have been paying attention up until this point, we've actually noticed something interesting, is that the number actually decreases every single time that one of those D-mails actually gets sent. And when we reversed the D-mail telling ourselves to go after Suzaha, that number increased from 0.33% to 0.4%. So by erasing those, or cancelling out those D-mails, because we can't technically erase them due for time reasons, we should be able to get back, or close enough to 1%, so that we can actually have the IBM 5100 in our grasp. But we're back in the lab as usual, having jumped back a day earlier. My brain feels like it's been pinched. I endure the pain as I check my watch. It's 1:47 PM. Kurisu's almost done with the time leap machine, and Mayuri's almost done with Rukuko's costume. They should both be done in about 10 minutes. Well, that's interesting. So, she's gone back to making Rukuko's costume again. Another interesting change there. I leave the lab and sit on the bench in front of the Brawn Tube workshop. Let's go over the plan. Cancel all the D-mails that have changed the past so far. Of course, that includes D-mails sent by other people other than me. Specifically, I'm only concerned with the D-mails that triggered reading Steiner, so Daru is out of the question at this point. We sent several of them as experiments, although those didn't change the past, obviously. For example, the Lotto 6 experiment involved one such D-mail. But the real problem is what other people sent. Mayuri and Kurisu haven't sent any D-mails, so we don't need to worry about them. Daru sent his past self a strategy to win the Faris Cup, but reading Steiner didn't activate, so divergence may not have changed. That leaves 3 D-mails to deal with. The one sent by Rukuko, the one sent by Faris, and the one sent by Moeka Kiryu, which is probably going to be the hardest one to deal with. The most problematic one, of course, is also the one that Faris sent, which is the most recent. I have no idea what it said, so I don't know how to cancel it. And given the fact that the world line has rewritten itself, Faris herself will have no idea what it meant either, which is unfortunate. Faris' D-mail caused a dramatic change to Akaba. All of the Moe stores disappeared. That's my only hint, our only clue. I'm the only one who remembers how things were before the change, so I won't get an answer from Faris even if I asked her directly because she doesn't know. But still, I have to at least try. I should get in touch with her right now. And we do that by giving her a phone call. Fortunately we still have her number, so we'll see if she's available. The ringtone echoes in my ears. It's not connecting. That's a significant setback. Probably have to send a mail. I stab the end button and open up my mailbox. Hopefully she responds to this. It's Okabe. It's urgent. Contact me. There's no time. Just give it to her straight. No beating around. I send it. Afterwards I sit and stare at the screen, waiting. I've already tried sending 3 mails and calling 4 or 5 times, but 30 minutes pass without a single response. Unable to hide my frustration, I storm off towards Faris' apartment. Probably should have done that from the very start, but at least we tried. I arrive at the tall apartment building, completely soaked in sweat. It is still summer, unfortunately. I've been running an awful lot lately. It's made me realize just how out of shape I am. I wish I worked out more. Then again, we've been dedicated to the Future Gadget Laboratory, so maybe we could invent a Future Gadget exercise machine or something. This complex has an automatic lock, so I have to call up from the lobby intercom. I enter the number for Faris' apartment, and a man's calm voice soon replies. It's probably Kuroki the butler. Indeed it is. Judging by the voice, it's not her father, but her butler.
岡部と言います。フェイリーじゃなくて、ルミホさんにお会いしたいんですが。
残念ながら、お嬢様はただいまこちらにはいらっしゃいません。
She's not at the apartment, and she must have her phone turned off, since otherwise she would have responded to our phone calls and emails.
じゃあ今どこに？
それについてはお答えできません。あなた様がお嬢様にとって好ましくない人物であるという可能性もありますので。
We should probably mention the fact that we know her under the name of Horin Kiyoma, given the fact that Kuroki clearly knew us by that name.
前に一度ここには遊びに来てますよ。
おっしゃる通りでございますが、やはり私からはお嬢様の居場所はお教えできません。お嬢様に直接ご連絡をお願いいたします。
Sorry, I keep interrupting there. But as I was just about to say, well, it's a good thing that our meeting here wasn't erased as a result of changing the world lines. Unfortunately, Kuroki still seems hesitant to let us know of where Faris or Rumiho Akiha is. And we've tried contacting her directly, which means he's obviously trying to end the conversation. So I panicked to get the last word in.
待ってください。フェイリスと大至急連絡を取りたいんですけど、電話してもメールしても繋がらないんですよ。
では、お時間をお改めください。
I know you're just doing your job as the family butler, so I won't press the point. Frustrated by this new turn of events, my anger threatens to boil over. It's not his fault. I leave the lobby. Well, we're going to have to try another Another plan of attack. May Queen Yan Yan doesn't exist on this world line, since it disappeared with all the rest of the Moe culture in Akihabara. Faris isn't responding to my calls or emails either. Where could she possibly be? Underneath the incandescent heat of the sun, I suddenly get an idea. Daru. If anyone knows where Faris is, it would be that stalker of hers. Time to give him a little phone call.
もしもし、オカリン。
It's awfully noisy on the other side. Some interesting sort of music playing in the background. But I don't care about that.
誰よ。フェイリスが今どこにいるか心当たりはないか。
フェイリスタン
Yeah, we need to speak up to her about a very urgent matter.
1秒でも早く連絡を取りたいのだ。
今すぐは無理じゃね？
場所さえ教えてくれればいい。フェイリスの行きそうな場所ぐらいお前なら完璧に把握しているだろう。
どこにいるかなら知ってるよ。
Well, that's a little bit of good news.
どこだ？どこにいる？
UPX の会場。
The UPX assembly hall. I look up. I'm standing right in front of it.
会場とはなんだ？
今日はライネット AB グラちゃんの決勝戦なわけだが。
Ah, that's right. And now I recognize this music. We've heard this before. This is the RaiNet music that played during the Faris Cup, during the epic showdown, well, not quite so epic showdown between Faris and Rintaro, obviously, but we don't need to talk about that ever again. And another change of her D-Mail basically means that she's actually participating in official RaiNet tournaments.
ライネット AB グラちゃん。
It's a grand
ライネットア
championship,
クセスバトラーズグランドチャンピオンシップの略だろう、上皇。
and she's made it to the final round.
日本中のライネッターが参加してる大会の決勝戦だお。そこにフェイリスタンが出場してる。
Well, that's not surprising, considering how trounced we were by Faris's RaiNetter skills.
ちなみにフェイリスタンは今年冬のグラちゃんの優勝者でもあるんで、ディフェンディングチャンピオン。これ豆知識な。
Well, that is a very big deal indeed. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have to wait until after the championship in order to get a hold of her.
決勝戦？
で僕は今まさにそれを会場で観戦中。つうか今まさにフェイリスタンがデュエル中なわけだが。
Apparently the match has already begun, so that's why.
今から行く。何階だ？
オカリン、チケット持ってんの？
Foiled by the fact that we don't have a ticket.
持っていないが、なんとかなるだろう。
それ無理。警備がめっちゃ厳重だし、テロ予告まがいの書き込みがアットちゃんにあったらしくてさ。
Yeah, I don't think we'll be getting in anytime soon,
オカリンは
Rintaro.
入れないわな。
それなら外に出てきてくれ。俺も UPX の前にいる。お前のチケットを貸してほしい。
Pretty sure that he's not going to do that.
だが断る。4時までには終わるから出待ちしてれば会えんじゃね？
If we must.
おい、誰？
And he hung up. Looks like I don't have a choice. I've got to wait a few hours. All I can do is wait like Daru suggested. Where's Monopoly when you need it? At 4 o'clock, tons of people spew out of the building. They're mostly parents with children, but there are mostly men and women in their 20s and 30s as well. Seems like a wider customer base. Some people are dressed in cosplay, and others are carrying RaiNet goods in paper bags. They're the ones you'd normally expect to be here. Maybe I should try calling Faris again. Probably a good idea. Now that the crowds have started to break up. Let's give her a phone call. And she's still not picking up. My frustration peaks. I tell myself to calm down, but it doesn't work. One obstacle after another. I'm on the verge of losing it. My right arm is about to unsheath its unholy fury, and the world shall tremble at the insane madness of Houin Kioma. I pace back and forth as I watch the exiting crowd. I try calling Daru, but even he's not answering now. Looks like I don't have a choice.
ちょっとすいません。
I approach several men gathered near the UPX entrance. They've got tattered leather jackets and excessive silver accessories. Not the sort of people I usually hang out with.
ライネットチャンピオンのフェイリスさんは今どこにいるか知ってますか？
ああ？
They suddenly give me dangerous looks. Probably not the right people to have asked that question.
ライネット
Methinks.
チャンピオンのフェイリスさん？はっ、聞いたかよお前ら。
This man tosses a grin to the other members of his posse. I don't like this guy. At all. In fact, I've never liked anyone like this guy. Ever. And I still don't. Snobby, unpleasant laughter resounds. I struggle to suppress my anger.
知っているなら教えてほしいんですが。
Now the man directs his grin towards me.
てめえ、あの元チャンプの仲間か。
Former champion? No. You can't mean that Faris... While I'm puzzling this out, the man steps right in front of my face. Something smashes into my forehead. Stars explode behind my eyes. I fall onto my back. It's hot above my brow, as if a branding iron was pressed to it. But that quickly fades to a dull throbbing. I finally realize that the nutcase headbutted me. What the hell? Why the hell would he do something like that? Did I do something to this guy? Given his attitude, and given what he just said, I'm thinking he has a grudge against Faris Nyan Yan. Or is he a Faris hater? Most certainly. Haters gonna hate, I guess. Never thought I'd ever hear that phrase leave my lips. I stagger to my feet. The man stoops to pick up his hat, which fell off when he headbutted me. That's when I see it. Right on top of his head, there's a small space devoid of hair. There's no way I could miss it. Rather curious looking bald spot if I do say so myself. And he puts his hat back on.
いきなり悪かったな。だが、てめえがいけないんだぜ。
Pretty sure we didn't.
俺のダーティーなハートがざわついちまったのさ。あのメス猫を未だにチャンプ呼ばわりする奴がいることにな。
Where's Alucard from Helsing Ultimate when you need him? Or Helsing Ultimate Abridged for that
俺の
matter?
前で二度とフェイリスなんていうノーガン中な女をチャンプと呼ぶな。それが嫌だというなら、ストリートシーンにおいてこの俺、黒の絶対霊度ことシドス様に身の心も凍らされる覚悟を決めろ。
You don't deserve the title Absolute Zero, 4C. That belongs to one of the coolest heroes of Sentinels on the Multiverse, and he would be very upset to hear you use his name in that manner. What the hell is this guy babbling about? Apparently he's even more Chinibiyu than Hoin Kiyoma. Obviously.
数字の4に温度の度でシド。秋葉に降臨した最強の伊達割るライネット。誰もこの高みには近づけさせる。
Oh, I get it. You're Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin with your ice puns. And yes, I did reference that rather terrible movie in this video, in this episode, and I entirely apologize for that. Even if you enjoyed the silliness of Batman and Robin, there is no excuse for it.
それはやけどではなく凍傷だ。
That's not a burn, it's frostbite, moron. Where's Seto Kaiba with Obelisk the Tormentor to smite this idiot into oblivion? When I point out the scientific truth, the man with the bald spot and his lackeys get pissed. This doesn't look good. I don't have time to get into a fight. I decide to stage a tactical retreat. We don't have time to be fighting these goons, and anyway, CERN's rounders are far more terrifying than these people. But anyway, let us retreat for now. Afterwards, I go to the assembly hall and ask the staff about Faris. No luck. When I try calling Daru again, he says maybe she went home already in a bummed out voice. But it appears that Faris has been defeated, and possibly by Shido, 4C, which explains his arrogant attitude. I return to Faris' apartment building and ring the intercom again. The butler responds once more.
どちら様でしょうか?
Hoin Kiyoma, also known as Rintaro Okabe.
岡部と言います。フェイリー、ルミホさんは帰ってますか?
少々お待ちくださいませ。
And it appears that Kuriko is fully aware of his mistress's current emotional state. It sounds like she's home. The intercom goes silent for a while, and then the door's automatic lock opens, allowing me inside the elevator hall.
どうぞお部屋までお越しくださいませ。お嬢様がお会いになるそうです。
How very gracious of you, Kuriki. I give him my thanks and hurry into the elevator. Probably need to handle this with delicacy and tact. The butler guides me into the bedroom, where Faris is sitting on the sofa, hugging her knees. She doesn't look up, even when I approach, and judging by her expression, she is extremely disappointed with herself.
フェイリス、やっと会えた。お前に聞きたいことがある。
Unfortunately, I don't seem to sound cynical here. I don't mean to sound cynical here, I should correct myself. But we have something important we need to discuss with you. Unfortunately, Faris' one and only loss at the crucial moment of her latest RaiNetter tournament has left her more than a little depressed. She looks exhausted, like all the life has been drained out of her. I've never seen Faris like this.
一体どうしたんだ? 元気がないようだが。
こんなことありえないにゃ。どうしてフェイリスが負けなきゃいけないのにゃ?
Probably due to that scumbag who claims to be the king of RaiNetters, 4C.
あいつらの卑怯な邪魔がにゃければ。あいつら寄ってたかってフェイリスに妨害を。
Yeah, I had a feeling that Forsey and his posse, given their attitudes and their outfits, weren't above using cheating tricks.
絶対に勝つって約束したのに。パパ、きっとがっかりしてるにゃ。合わせる顔がないにゃ。
So now we know the full reason as to why she's depressed at this point. She promised her father that she'd win, and she's feeling down about his possible reaction. No, wait. I think I get it. I recall what happened after Faris' final match. That leather-clad arsehole called her the former champ. I guess that means she lost, and that's why she's depressed. I feel bad for Faris, but I don't have time to deal with this.
フェイリス、聞いてくれ。
This may sound crazy, but we have a D-Mail to delete, or undo. Faris blinks her eyes repeatedly when I grab her by the shoulders, but her eyes are glazed and empty of light.
お前は以前、俺たちが発明したタイムマシンで D メールを送った。そのことを覚えているか？
Unfortunately, due to the fact of the world line rewriting itself, probably not.
はにゃ。
I thought as much. I knew it was useless, but I had to ask regardless. Faris doesn't remember. In fact, from her perspective, it never happened at all. How do I explain?
例えば、考えてみてくれ。この秋葉にはもともとアニメやゲームなどの萌え系グッズを売るショップがたくさんあった。もし仮にお前がタイムマシンを使ってそんな秋葉を今のような電気街にするとしたらどういう方法を取る？
Pretty outlandish example there, but it is the truth, unfortunately. It's a really cryptic question indeed, but I can't think of a better way to explain myself.
タイムマシン。
Yeah, she wouldn't know what that is. Faris murmurs with a blank expression on her face.
タイムマシン。
She repeats the same phrase. Faris's eyes gradually regain their brightness. And then, all at once...
今日も。
She only knows Rintaro Okabe is hoeing Kyoma, but she must be really depressed at this point. She presses up against me.
で、何を？
She smells good. Faris's cat ears tickle my nose. He's probably wearing some kind of perfume. I go stiff, not knowing what to do about the sudden turn of events. Faris looks up at me. She looks so desperate. I feel my heart pound faster.
タイムマシンって本当なのかにゃ。
Indeed it is, and in fact we explained this to you a very long time ago.
ああ、事実だ。
And she seems somewhat relieved. Faris stares at me even more intensely, like she's trying to see inside my soul.
信じるにゃ。
Well, that was quick. Just when I get the feeling she believed me way too easily, she starts clutching her head.
思い出しそうにゃ。
え？
フェイリスはタイムマシンを使ったような気がするのにゃ。
Really?
本当か？
フェイリスはタイムマシンに乗ってビューンと。
Wait. I know this.
何？お前が使ったのは 過去へ送ることのできる D メールなんだが。
I seem to remember Faris doing this a lot.
そうにゃ、まただんだん思い出してきたにゃ。
Something's off about this. Faris then holds her head and looks at me with tears in her eyes.
頭が痛いにゃ。
Although, for some reason, I don't think she's entirely
ど
faking.
ういうことだ。
Does Faris have reading Steiner too? I don't know. I need to find out. But how? Calm down. I need to think. Should I contact Kurisu? Or should I...
今日もフェイリスは
Faris continues to cling to me. And all I can do is hold her warm, soft, slender body in my arms. I need to make her remember somehow.
頭の中がぐちゃぐちゃになりそうにゃ。
しっかりしろ。俺にできることはなんだ。
I don't know, is there anything we can do? If she wins.
勝てれば思い出せるかもにゃ。
何？勝つって何に？
Does she mean the RaiNet tournament?
バイラルアタッカーズにゃ。今日の決勝の相手だったにゃ。
Viral attackers, eh? I'm assuming that that's
でも
the
卑怯な
RaiNet
妨害行為になっ
posse
て負けちゃったのにゃ。
that beat you in the Grand Championship
そのせ
today.
いでフェイリスは頭の中がぐちゃぐちゃで思い出すものも思い出せないのにゃ。
I know Faris has a tendency to exaggerate a lot of things, but she seems unusually serious, even for
お願いにゃ。
Faris.
今日もフェイリスは決勝で勝てさえすれば全部思い出すと思うのにゃ。だからタイムマシンを使わせて。
Let her time leap?
お前、ちなみにこれは演技じゃないよな。
何のことかにゃ。
Don't tell me she just wants to use the time machine to win her RaiNet match. Oh, Faris Nyan Nyan, you still haven't changed. Considering her personality, that's actually pretty likely. After all, this is a girl who twists men around her little pinky finger.
ひどいにゃ。
And then Faris starts crying into my chest.
フェイリスは今日のために一生懸命思い出そうとしてるのに。
If Faris's father, or worse, Daru of all people, suddenly shows up here, we're going to be in a very awkward
それを
position.
演技だなんて言われて傷ついたにゃ。
いや、すまない。
If she is indeed acting, she is a very, very convincing performer. Tears emerge from the corners of her eyes. I have no idea what to do in this situation. Judging by her tears, I don't think she's lying. But there's no real basis to the theory that she'll remember if she wins the RaiNet tournament.
お願いにゃ。
I think it's safe to say she's serious. She whispers into my ear.
フェイリスを勝たせてほしいのにゃ。
Immediately afterwards, I feel something warm and wet on my earlobe. Faris brushes her teeth against my ear, sending electricity through my entire body.
はあ、待て、わかったから。
I quickly pull away from Faris. That was dangerous. Very dangerous.
わかった、フェイリス。お前の言う通りにする。
本当かにゃ。
Well, she's in happier
どうして
spirits
も
now.
記憶を取り戻してもらいたいからな。
Faris tries to throw her arms around me, but I quickly evade. She face dives into the sofa awkwardly.
ふにゃ。なんで避けるにゃ。
If only Gohan could dodge as well as Rintaro.
いや、お前が慣れ慣れしすぎるのだ。
Yeah, especially for a cat maid. Well, you're not technically a maid, but you're still a cat girl for some reason. I'm not good at dealing with Faris. She's using me here, I'm sure. I'm being tricked, aren't I? I shake my head. Even so, I have no choice but to help her win the tournament. And probably change her loss to a victory. Or, not probably, definitely. I'll try anything that could possibly yield results against the viral attacker RaiNetters who almost beat the hell out of us. As long as I keep doing that, I'll find a solution eventually. I have to believe that.
これから俺は今日の朝へと飛んでお前に助言を与える。これでお前は決勝に勝てるはずだ。それでいいな。
メールを送るんじゃないのかにゃ。
Not this time. This time we're actually, technically we're leaping back into the past.
すでに我がラボでは意識を過去へとタイムリープさせることが可能な装置を開発済みだ。
You don't need to know the technical details, but you do need to be informed that it does work.
すごいにゃ。つまり強くてニューゲームってことだにゃ。
I suppose you could call it New Game Plus, if you want to
そういうことだ。
use that analogy. Don't play along. Whatever you do, don't play along.
だったらそれを使ってフェイリスを今日の朝に飛ばしてくれればバッチリにゃ。
Yeah, about that.
ダメだ。
We can't allow Faris to time leap. That would be a catastrophe.
タイムリープマシ
And
ン。
yes, that was a
俺
cat
以外の
pun.
誰にも使わせる気はない。
Only Rintaro Okabe or Hoin Kyoma can use the time leap machine.
今日まずるいにゃ。
No fair nya to
Whatever.
you too.
おいそれと使っていいものじゃない。危険なものなんだ。
It has yet to fail once so far, but my luck might not last forever. Suza lost her memory after traveling in a broken time machine, after all. Her time machine was different, of course, but something similar could happen with the time leap machine. Kurisu did mention the possibility that our memories might be corrupted in the transfer. Considering the machine's low budget and rushed schedule, it wouldn't be surprising if it broke somehow. And there's one more thing. I shouldn't allow anyone else to change the past. My goal is to return to the world line with the IBN 5100, then use it to escape the Alpha Attractor field. The fewer changes that are made, the better, which means we don't have to undo so many.
過去は俺が責任を持って改変する。
Well, Kurisu, you said you'd asked us how we would possibly take responsibility. Well, we're taking responsibility right here, right now. So when we return, adventurers, we shall time leap into this morning on Friday the 13th of August. Never thought we'd be back here again. And try and give Faris some advice or find some way to help Faris win against the underhanded cheatery of the viral attackers and their rather obnoxious leader, if you can even call him that, by the name of 4C. As always, until next we meet.